What's up, guys? My name is Yemah and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time here, I encourage you to check out my other videos. Actually, I don't just encourage you, I implore you to do that because I need it. I need your views, I need your sub. And while we're on that topic, I encourage you to like, to comment, and to subscribe if that is within your will. And most importantly, before I even get into anything I want to say, I pray that you're blessed and that you stay blessed and that you continue to be blessed. I pray that God guides you and protects you now, forever, and always. So I don't know what time it is for you, if this is in the morning or in the evening, but most importantly, what time of the month it is for you. But for me, it is December 29th. Okay, it's like what, 2 more days before the year is over. 2025 is coming to an end. All right. I know people always say, "Oh my God, it's coming to an end." Like the year is zooming by, or the year has zoomed by. I don't know. I feel like it took its time. You know, it gave me the exact amount of months that it was supposed to give, and the time felt like it was well spent. I did a lot this year, in my opinion. I went to a lot of places, did a lot of solo things. So I don't feel like, 2025 owed me anything. If anything, as I feel extremely grateful, for what it has given me and where it has brought me and how it has transformed me, with the help of God, of course, God first. So I have nothing for 2025. Thank you for being here. I know there's like 2 more days left and a lot can happen in 2 days, but I'm looking forward to 2026. What are you guys looking forward to? For me, I don't know. I want to move again, but this time I want to be like a permanent move. Woo! Not permanent now. Let me slow down. A semi-permanent move. Like wherever I go, I want it to be a place that I'm going to stay a long time at. I'm actually like decorating my apartment, which is something I love. Speaking of apartments, so I'm on Venable, and I have like a list of, some dope things that you would want in your apartment. So I'm going to put the link down in the description. So please check it out. And on Venable, I also have like different kinds of lists of like, I'm talking makeup and gym stuff, because I'm into gym stuff, and like skincare. There's some other like lists, and I'm gonna have more lists to come. So please check that out. Okay, that's a self plug, because hello, it's a really great site, and you might also get yourself into it too. Who knows? Okay, so let's bring it back. I'm going off topic. So maybe that's the only thing I'm planning for this year. That's a really big plan, and like jobs to change my job. But who isn't in this economy? And by this economy, I mean like global economy, not just Taiwan or the States. But what are you doing for New Year's? I'm not doing anything. What are you doing? Are you going somewhere? Traditions for me for New Year when I was younger, and being like of African descent and African, we used to go to church on New Year's Eve and stay there. We could like watch night and see the whole like countdown in church, and then go out to like neighbors and stuff. When I went to the States, we did the same thing. By that time, God hadn't gotten hold of me yet, so we would go to church and then go out after church. And I know people who still do that, and God have mercy. I'm glad I'm delivered from that. But I said a lot in this short amount of time that I was supposed to do my intro. Okay, but the point is, if you're new here, welcome again. My name is Yemah, and I am a channel that is centered around me, because the channel is Go Life with Yemah. I intend to do a lot of things, most of which I'm yet to do, but I try to post more often on my shorts. And on my shorts, I do reactions. Okay, I do reaction on my shorts, so please check those out if you can. Reaction to like makeup or to hair. I'm liking the hair stuff now, and sometimes whatever I post on my Instagram, I'm gonna try to like get 1 or 2 clips and post it on my shorts as well. So you can check those out in case you want to keep up like more with me instead of waiting for me to drop a video. But while you wait for that, check out my other videos. Thanks. All right, so today I want to talk about something I mentioned in my video that I did a while back, and that is hostels. This is the holiday season. Many people are traveling. Some of you are going to the famous Asian countries, and I want to introduce the idea of hostels and the importance of hostels. So we as Westerners, we are all about hotels. And if you have the budget for that, go ahead, book your hotel, like go on. But if you are traveling like a solo person, or even like with a partner or a friend, and you guys are on a budget, whether it's a budget or just a budget, I would recommend hostels. I was not a big fan of hostels until last year. Yes, until last year. When a friend of mine Oh, well, I ended up going on a trip with her, which I talked about that later. And she was like, hostels. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, she was booking hostels for the places she was going to go. So when I intended to join her, she said we're going to be staying in hostels. So before then, I remember another friend mentioned hostels to me. And I was like, I need to check this out. Now, it's not like I was new to the idea of hostels, but I was just not very sure because there's all these things about everyone living in the same space and there's no privacy, and sometimes you get to like shower in the same stalls. Those are the stories I heard. I don't know if you've heard those too, but that's not all of the hostels. And I think some of them are like that, but you get to choose the ones that you go to, and of course the wherever your budget lies kind of depends on the type of hostels you might be able to get, but generally it's not like that. So yes, there are bunk beds. Some have bunk beds, and others now they have like, I'm gonna try to put a picture on the screen somewhere. It's like a cupboard, literally, like a shelf. So, and you just go in to it, and then there's another one under, which is like bunk beds, but like a cupboard. Okay, you one, and then one next to it, and then there's a ladder in between. And depending on the ones you get inside of those cupboard looking bed spaces, there's plugs, there's little tables, and I'm a tall person. I think I could sleep in it. I don't think I could like just lay out flat like this. I don't really sleep like that, but if I wanted to, I probably could have with my legs, on the open side, not like the wall side. But I didn't do that because I just didn't think about it. But so it's long enough and it's also big enough. I'm also a big girl. I'm tall. I'm big, and I could fit in it, and I was comfortable in there. Again, like I said, some of them have like most of them have plugs for your phone, and then a few of them have like tables. And I've seen videos of somewhere that's this proper space in them. And for your clothes, there's like a locker situation, usually inside of the room where you can put your clothes. And if you have really big suitcases, usually within the hostels, they have places for you to lock your suitcases. I used that once when I went to the first hostel I stayed in Bangkok. I went there to do something about my passport, and I stayed in a hostel, and my suitcase was out in the hallway outside of the room. But I also had somewhere to put like smaller things if I wanted to. So that's very convenient like that. About the sleeping situation, so there are dormitories, right? The hostels itself have like, we'll call it dorms, and inside of them, you can choose to stay in an all-girls dorm. So sometimes it's like 4s or 6s and 8s, and the number goes up to however many they want, like the hostel decides. And then there's mixed, like co-eds. I think those are for people who, like if you come with a group of friends and they're mixed gender, you guys want to stay together, you could stay in the co-ed ones, or maybe you're a couple, you want to stay together and you can stay in a co-ed one, or if you are a single person and you kind of are into that, go off. But when I went by myself, I always stay in the all female ones, or I would get a solo, which is the next part of this information section in the hostels. So you can get a single one where it's like a room in the hostel and it's just for you. When I went with the friend I mentioned, when we went to Malaysia, we had all the places that we went in Malaysia, we stayed in hostels. We never stayed in a hotel. And we maybe half of the hostels we had our own room. So it was like one bed. One of them had one bed and the other was like 2 beds, but the room was just for us, just she and I. And we would just have that room. But when you got out of the room, then like everyone is there to share space after that. The bathroom situation is single. If you have ever lived in a dorm at university, not like campus housing, but like actual like dormitories, and you had to shower and you didn't have like suites, not the suites, right? Like actual like proper like open shower. It was kind of that situation where, so there's bathrooms. In the big bathroom, there are bathroom spaces that you can go and take a shower, and then you come out into the actual bathroom with a mirror and stuff like that. So you didn't just all like a prison shower. It's not like that. I think some might be like that, again, depending on your budget and like where you go. The more rural and country a place is, it depends on what the hostel is going to look like. You know what I mean? That should be obvious. So for all the places that I stayed, we all had like a single shower stall in the big bathroom. And things that are provided, they have towels. I think you get like one towel, and then you can get more. Not everywhere has towels though. Like I remember some places there was a towel, but other places we had our own towels just in case. Like I had my own towel just in case I didn't want to use their towels, or maybe they didn't provide towels. And I would recommend just have a towel. Most of the hostels are clean, and you can read the reviews before you go there. So it's not like you're walking into a very, usually, because some are pretty, bad. But take your towels with you. And most of the hostels have a washer and dryer there. All the ones I've been to have washer and dryer. You have to pay for it, but it's there. So if you got a towel and you were like, oh, I need to wash this right, usually you can do that too. You can wash it and then you can use it to give yourself some comfort if you don't want to use like just straight up the bed. And then most of them have complimentary breakfast and snacks. They're not going to offer you no pancakes and bacon and eggs and stuff like that, but there are little like trinkets like coffee and a little bit of cereal. And depending on how early you wake up, you may have more food, and then like later on you may have less food. There's always a common space, like a living room situation. Sometimes there are like movies that play in the common area, but there's the times and dates for that. And one thing I also love is, and I will forever stay in hostels until I feel like I don't want to anymore when I travel by myself, because hostels have events and like things that they do, like tours, and they put it together for their residents. So if you are a solo person and you go to a place and you need more things to do and you stay in a hostel, you could look on their schedule, the time for the event, and you can join it. It could be an exercise event, it could be a tour of the city, it could be like a food thing or like a walking thing. So I think it's more geared toward like solo travelers or like youngsters who just up and like are doing a sporadic trip, because it gives you like options. Or someone like me, when I travel, sometimes I just go and then I figure like what else I have to do. Where can you go to look for hostels? The first place is hostelworld.com. First of all, as you know, I'm a minuscule, like not even a micro, like I'm barely even on a dot when it comes to influencers. So this is obviously not paid. I wish it was, but hostelsworld.com. I believe that's what it is. Let me check it out just to make sure. Yeah, hostelsworld.com is what it is. It's just like a brief, I just went on Google to find the page. And there's an app as well. Obviously, there's an app for everything these days. But you putting where you want to go. Let me see. I'm going to click like a random one. Just like if you were looking for a hotel, like there's pictures and stuff of what it will look like, and there's reviews. There's always like a discount that's going on. That's what I love about it. And then if you sign up for like the site, then of course you get emails of stuff that are happening. I think this is a really good site as well, because if you have trouble with your hostels, you can just like email the site itself and they will reach out to the hostel if the hostel is being difficult. And sometimes hostels, you don't pay until you get there, and there might be some kind of complication where they're like, oh, you didn't book and someone else has a place, and you can kind of report it. It creates some sort of like security. I think it's more personable than just like a simple hotel site. And that's one other thing I like about hostels is if you're traveling, like me who takes out cash a lot when she travels, is great, because most hostels, not most, maybe they're changing it these days, but especially the ones I think in Asia, they let you pay when you get there, like on upon arrival, you pay. I've also booked hostels on booking.com and hotels.com. There are sections where you can filter for hostels on there. And usually, if you're trying to save some money, I would use hotels, hostels, and booking. Usually booking in hotel.com, to be honest, and see the same hostel and pick whichever one is giving me more discount. I've never had a problem booking hostels through like hotel.com or booking.com because of course the customer service is just as good. But I know sometimes people do have problems with the site. Well, not the site, sorry, they might have problem with the booking, and then if you need a site that's more like friendly or expedient, I think Hostel World might be. But I personally have never had a problem booking on any other site. I've never had a problem with the hostel, not having my room or my bed, So that's one tip I would give for all of my solo travelers or first-time travelers. I would say, first of all, don't be scared of staying in a hostel. It's just a female. I was, and I'm a big girl, tall girl. I've got some muscles and stuff like that. It's as safe as a hotel, in my opinion. Okay, so if you book a one that is, sometimes some hostels are close to hotels or in the same area as hotels. So as far as security is concerned, it's whatever. And sometimes some hostels might be a little, I don't know, maybe even more secure, because before you go into the hostel, you have to like have your own key. And sometimes the hostel's like closes at a certain hour. So if you don't have a key, you cannot enter. And if you do enter, sometimes there is someone staying in the hostel that is a worker. Like when I went to one of the hostels I went to in Malaysia, there was a person who was working there but also staying in the hostel. I think there's a program for that, where you can work at a hostel and stay for free and help out. So there was a situation that someone on staff, like in the hotel, in the hostel, to help out for that. And most hostels have this rule where your keys are not free and it costs more. I think hotels have it too, where you might pay for your key if you lose it, but they give you like 2 keys, to start off. But you just get 1 key. And if you lose it, you pay like for the hostel fee pretty good amount. So don't lose it. I almost lost mine. And I was terrified, but the whole time I left it in my room. So luckily the guy was like, I'm not, he was like nice enough to open my room door for me for me to search for it, because I was panicking a little bit. Anyways, so if you were looking for alternative to hotels, or if you were like, I don't want to stay in a scammy place that's in a crazy town, and just because I want to stay in a hotel, you can go for hostels where they're cheaper, more affordable. They have more options for things to do through the hostels. They're usually free, actually. And then you also get to like meet people, if that's what you're into. When I did some of the activities with the hostel, like, I interacted with the people. It's not like I didn't form like lifelong friendships, but if you're on a trip, at least you have someone to like chat with if you wanted to. So yeah, and you get to meet like people from different places, like not even places in your country, or the continent, like from different places. And that's where you get to find out that we need to travel more. But that's a whole new topic. Anyways, that's what I have on hostels. If this was a helpful video, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give it a comment, subscribe. If you have other questions related to hostels, like ask me, or if you have other questions related to, traveling and stuff like that, hit me up as well. I am here. I'm your humble servant. No, servant is not a good word. I'm here to help. So once again, my name is Yemah, and thank you for stopping by. Catch you on the next one. God bless.